My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my ranking of the Oz movies from worst to best. And this video will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But I'm talking about the original movie, Return to Oz, Oz the Great and Powerful, The Legend of Oz, and Wicked for Good. I will not be talking about the Muppets Oz movie or The Wiz. I don't know. I'm missing a couple, but I will be ranking 6 of these movies, and I actually do enjoy this franchise. I like how each movie has something different to offer, but the worst pick was so easy, and it's The Legend of Oz, Dorothy's Return. And this movie just sucks. It's awful. The story, the characters, the voice performances, the animation, it all just sucks. The only redeeming quality is how the villain turns people into puppets. Like, I just find stuff like that to be very unsettling, and it does give this movie a slight edge, but it's not enough. This movie is still dog shit. Actually, from this point on, I'm positive with these movies. And the fifth best one is going to be a real hot take, but it's the original Wizard of Oz. Now, this movie is so important in film history. It is iconic, from the Yellow Brick Road to the Lion, the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, the Wicked Witch of the West, Dorothy and her ruby slippers. So many iconic characters and so much iconic imagery came from this movie, and I do have a level of respect for it. But it's also not a movie I ever see myself watching ever again. It's not very engaging. I didn't really care about the characters, and it's just not entertaining enough. So it's meh, but I just do have some respect for it. The fourth best one is kind of shocking to me, but it is Wicked. And last year, I was far more negative on this movie because I thought it was too long, I thought it was messy, I thought there were some really stupid elements, and some of those criticisms definitely do stand. I think this movie should have been more focused. I feel like this movie could have been trimmed down. I feel like there was a great movie here, and that's just not the movie we got. So what changed? Well, I'll tell you what changed. Wicked for Good came out, and it's a follow-up that makes the original stronger because now I see the vision. I didn't really care for the characters of Elphaba and Glinda all too much here, but with the context of where these characters go, this movie serves as a very solid foundation. I hated the yellow brick scene here, but now knowing that it's actually important in the sequel, it doesn't bother me as much. A future movie can enhance your viewing experience of another movie. Like, I always talk about The Last of Us because that first game I've always loved, but not to the same degree I do now. Once the second game came out and it became my favorite story ever told, it enhanced the original for me. And this isn't quite on that level, but knowing where the story goes, knowing where the characters go, I'm able to retroactively enjoy this movie a bit more, and there are some great moments. Like, Popular is such a great song. I did enjoy Dancing Through Life. A little too long, but still good. And Defying Gravity it's a great song, but it's so stretched out here. So I like it more now, but it's still, My third favorite movie here is Return to Oz. And this movie's wowed. Like, the movie begins and nobody believes Dorothy about Oz, so they put her through electroshock therapy, and yeah, that's kind of crazy, but I do like how it's a realistic progression of this character, and I also do like how this movie has an edge. There's this one lady that switches heads, there's these weird creatures on rollerblades, there's a cave that has come alive. This movie is filled with creativity, and there is definitely a vision on display. So I do really like this movie. Doesn't quite get to greatness, but it's one you should seek out. My second favorite is going to be a real hot take, but it's Oz the Great and Powerful. And this movie was one of the greatest theatrical experiences of my entire life. Seeing this movie in IMAX 3D was just unreal. And I still love it to this day. I love the character work here. How Oz is constantly trying to do great. But he really should just be trying to do good. And I like his growth throughout the movie. It feels earned. And the villain, what's her name here? The Wicked Witch is given a level of depth where you do understand her and you do feel bad for her, and it's a real tragic story. Michelle Williams, Mila Kunis's laugh here is so great. Rachel Weisz does a great job. James Franco, the visual effects do look really fake, but I still kind of enjoy them at the same time. I love Danny Elfman's score. I love the opening 20 minutes and how there's so many parallels to the rest of the movie. Like, when I saw this movie in 2013, it just blew my mind. And yeah, like, there's still plenty to love here. So, not perfect, got some minor issues, but it's really great. But my favorite Oz movie is going to be a real hot take, but it's Wicked for Good. And I just wasn't expecting this because a week ago, I didn't like the original movie. I didn't like the trailers for this movie. And everybody seems to think that this is a big downgrade, but I think it's so much better. The story is more focused. Everything going on with the animals and Alphaba's story and Glinda's story and Frilo's story, it's focused. It knows what it wants to say, and it does so much more effectively. I thought the character work here was really rich, and I really do care about all these characters and their relationships. And I thought this movie was just super emotional. Like, the final 20-30 minutes of this movie, I was just a weeping mess. The story of Alphaba and Glinda and how they have to go separate ways, I wasn't expecting to cry as much as I did during this movie, but man, there's just a level of sincerity and passion and love for this story that's so clearly on display, and it did win me over. That For Good sequence is just a masterclass. It really is, and I love that shot of Glinda and Alphaba separated by the door, and I love how you get a sense that Alphaba really does care about her cause, and Glinda becomes a better person through her. And I love how Frilo's willing to sacrifice everything to have convictions, and I just found it to be really moving. I really did, and Cynthia Erivo gives a really great performance. Ariana Grande's great. Jonathan Bailey's great. Jeff Goldblum, he's a bit of a caricature for these movies for so much of it, but when he finds out he's Alphaba's dad, his reaction there is pitch perfect. It is maybe his best acting since 1993, I would say. I also thought Ethan Slater really did a great job despite his minimal screen time. I liked the no good deed scene. I loved the wonderful scene. And I love what this movie has to say about history. Like, I know everybody's tearing apart the Wizard of Oz stuff. I liked it because a big part of this movie is how people believe what they want to believe. You know, Wizard of Oz is being treated as the objective reality of history. It is the story that is told throughout time, and this movie shows you that there's more to it. But also, you can't change what people think. And I thought there was an understanding here of how humans work that really elevated it. What else can I say? I don't know. I just really loved this movie. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes, and it flew by, and it just hit such emotional highs that I haven't stopped thinking about this movie in the past couple of days. So, I really loved this. I thought it was just terrific. Some minor issues, but honestly, I was on cloud 9 leaving the theater, and I think everyone else is wrong about this movie. So, yeah, that's my ranking, but what's yours? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin, out.